wow. Fucking wow. I'm not saying these words lightly. It's just wow. You cannot get any dumber than what just happened with the climate change protests in DC. What happened was a bunch of climate change activists decided to come to Washington, D.C. and try to shut it down, all in the means of trying to address the issue of climate change. This has come as a response to Greta Thunberg, a teenager from Sweden who's been so far a major advocate for addressing climate change and has been propped up by the media. I will get into her a little bit later in this video, but let's just focus on the protest for right now. Honestly, it was a shit show. There is nothing I could say that could change my mind about this. It was a shit show. The reason why is these protesters brought in a few vehicles, including tow trucks with boats on them, and then used them to intentionally block traffic. Then they changed themselves onto them, so that way it makes it even more difficult for the police to try to remove that. All these people are doing is just causing people to turn against them because you're just impeding on their own day. Hell, one time I was looking at the Washington Examiner, and there was actually it was actually showing a tweet by Katrina B. Hayden, where she was talking to one of the climate change protesters about the situation. How she said that a lot of people, including minorities, which make up 49% of the entire population of Washington D.C., need to get through to traffic in order to get to their jobs. Many of them happen to be low-income jobs. But this one protester, which, by the way, it's filmed. I will link this article in the description below if you guys want to check it out. This one protester said that this protest is more important than their jobs. Congratulations, you just turned the average working man and woman against you, because money is a big deal. I mean, seriously, money is a big deal, and it definitely helps provide a lot of things, not just food, but also shelter and so many other things that we take for granted. Now, continuing on, this just, you know what? I shouldn't say that it's a shit show. It's a dumpster fire. And the PJ Media actually goes into this very well, because the climate protesters actually found a trash dump and lit it on fire. Forget the traffic that is possibly causing a lot of emissions to increase just because of that one event. Lighting the dumpster on fire is just doing some more damage. And you know what is really freaking annoying, and it's in a way it just kind of is patronizing. Well, in its own way, it's kind of patronizing. Is a lot of them decide to do a lot of dumb crap that seems like it's just, like I said before, that's actually causing more problems for the environment than it's actually solving. In some cases, it's actually, you would actually question why such things is going on. Because in one instance, there is a video that went viral on Twitter where it showed a guy twerking. And, of course, another person deciding to pour confetti on the guy. And everyone was just cheering. You do realize you're littering stuff because you're putting confetti. You're pouring confetti on the guy. Plus, How the hell does twerking help with the environment? This is why I say it's kind of it's in its own way patronizing, because it seems like they're just only saying this stuff, trying to shame people, but they just do their own sort of stupid thing that is actually against their very own principles. And one of these people I believe that is definitely a problem is Greta Thunberg. I said before earlier, she is a teenage activist. And I'm getting into her in the New York Post, where she was actually today at a UN climate change summit. And she made a speech of just condemning global leaders about the issue with climate change. How she said specifically, "How dare you?" and that you're focusing more on people. Or, well, you're focusing more on money and growth of the economy instead of this issue. Here's a part of the article itself. "This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean," said the visibly emotional 16-year-old Swedish girl who recently sailed across the Atlantic aboard a zero-carbon sailboat. "Yet you have come to us, young people, for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. We will," and to continue on, "we will not let you get away with this," she thundered in an impassioned speech opening the UN's Climate Action Summit. "Right now is where we draw the line." She continued, "People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?" Is this really the best that climate change activists have? A 16-year-old girl who is still in school? Look, I don't mind if I have no problem with her having her own beliefs and being active in political causes, but still, she's being propped up as a symbol of climate change, and I think it's completely disgusting, including with what she has gone on to saying, how it seems like, she is just fear-mongering, using emotional tactics to shame political leaders and anyone that may have some sort of disagreement with her, because of what she said about we are in the beginning of a mass extinction. That is definitely fear-mongering. I have seen people who say that Miami is going to go underwater. AOC herself actually said this. She also said that in 12 years, we are all gonna die. Of course, she tried to make it out like, oh, she was just joking, but please. Were you really? This is from the same representative who established who wanted to promote the Green New Deal, which does not much for the environment and more for implementing socialist policies. If you guys want to try to deal with climate change, why don't you look at China or India? They're the ones who are causing much more emissions than the United States. True, we have our own problems with that, but at least we have a constitutional republic that allows people to express said issues with the environment and actually get some policy across. This is the problem I have with the climate change movement. It's mainly based more on emotion and fear-mongering rather than real facts. I mean, like I said, she even went on to say that all she talked about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? Despite the fact that pretty much every single person is basically concerned with money. I'm pretty sure that even if you make your far left, regressive activists out there that they too are concerned about money, though I'm pretty sure that they won't admit it to some extent. But still, it's a very important issue. Money is an important issue, kid. It's just saying. And it's kind of funny how this movement is propping her up. A 16-year-old girl who, again, she's still in school, and from what I can tell, she hasn't really gone on to become an actual adult, like take responsibilities, like get a job, that sort of thing. Although I am just making I'm just making assumptions here because from so far of what I got. And again, it's just all this does is just making their cause only giving them negative press. It's just giving them giving people a bad look on their own movement. I have no problem with cleaning up the environment. I'm actually for that. I believe that it should be through economic incentive as well. That way, it actually helps the planet as well as grow the economy. But this is why. This right here is the problem, because they're not really preaching what they're saying. I know that a lot of people have issues with me talking about Tim Pool, but here's the thing. He talks in his video today where a conservative activist actually went to Los Angeles and cleaned up garbage. Guess how much? 50 tons of garbage. 50 tons. And these are some of them happen to be the same people that actually cleaned up Baltimore itself. 12 tons in Baltimore, the last time I checked. 12 tons. That makes it 62 tons that they managed to clean up. And these people haven't done anything. Yesterday, I personally got my recycle and my trash and took it outside and put it into the dumpster. Just as part of the effort to clean up my room. I did more than these people in DC have. That is how much of a problem this is. That's how much they don't understand that they're not really preaching what they sow. And it's a really big shame. Again, I have no problem with cleaning up the environment. But all they're doing is that they're just alienating so many people. And I believe that this is going to be, in its own way, going to kind of bite them in the ass. Sorry, I kind of stir sometimes. And honestly, it's not really going to help with anything. What I do think is going to help is promoting what you preach. Like I said before, with how the conservative activists are going into LA and cleaning up 50 tons of trash. That alone sends a good message. That alone shows the positive benefits of your movement. Because if you do that, people will get behind you because this affects their community as well. And in return, you help with the environment. But for right now, I don't think that the climate change activists, the ones who are trying to use emotional appeal rather than logic, or try to connect with the average person, average working day person, will understand that. I don't think and if they do somehow manage to figure that out, it will be a long while before that happens. My name is Omiya, the Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, if you have any complaints about any of my videos, how I speak, how I cut my videos, anything whatsoever, just please post them down in the comments section down below. I love to see them, or directly message me. Thank you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge.